Hey everybody, good morning. I'm Laura. Today I thought we would work a little bit with something that's been coming up for some of us, including me. It's been really heavy over the last few days. If anybody has been going through some different stuff, it's coming up so that we can get rid of it. But in the meantime, it's not always pleasant. So I haven't done any videos or anything in the last few days. I've been trying to sort some stuff out within myself. So I thought I would share with you a little bit about what's been going on, and maybe it resonates with you. So today I thought we'd discuss a little bit about control. So control generally comes from a place of fear or anxiety. Fear really is something that we are bringing forth from the past, whereas anxiety is more of a perceived threat from the future. So both of these things can have an influence on our lives and cause us to want to control things. And when we really look at our lives, I think when we really look deeply, we begin to recognize that there's not a lot that we can control. Especially right now, with everything changing so rapidly, with us being out of our normal routines, and just things coming up that we need to work with in our lives, being placed in our homes, with our families, with different triggers around us. There's really not much that we can control except ourselves. So this is when it's really important to kind of begin to do some work and to go inside and to figure out what is coming up in order for us to look at it and to work through it. So when we go inside and begin to look at control, it really is from a place, like I said, of fear or anxiety. And in order to mitigate that, it's really important to look within ourselves and to note that really the only thing that we can control is our reactions to the outer world, and what's going on with ourselves. And when we begin to work with those things, we can really begin to perceive things differently. So one of the really important things for me, and find for many people, is rooting and grounding right now. So if you're not spending a lot of time outside, if you're not taking time to breathe deeply and kind of connecting with the earth, a lot of times you can find yourself really fragmented and scattered and connected with your thoughts and connected with the external world and really the energy that's going on right now, which is really all over the place. So I thought today we would do a grounding meditation to help you connect and just kind of go inside and connect with the healing power of the earth. So the earth herself has these negative electrons that are charged from lightning bolts. And when we connect with those negative electrons, it actually offsets what's going on in our body, all these free radicals that are floating around that can damage our cells. Not only does it do that, but it really brings in a sense of calm as we connect with our breath. So if you are ready, we'll take a couple minutes to ground, and I'll guide you through a grounding meditation. It'd be really important that you get into a comfortable spot. So whether you're seated, whether you're lying down, or even standing, really just want you to make sure that you're comfortable, and begin to close your eyes and just notice how you're breathing. So begin to follow the flow of your breath. Begin to follow it in through your nose. And you can even take a couple of exhale breaths out your mouth. Just inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Okay, just giving yourself the opportunity to let go. So really feeling that exhale, any heaviness begin to leave your body, exhaling it out, and let softness begin to come into the body. And allow the breath to deepen a little bit. So bringing it down the center, the central channel of the body, and feeling your belly begin to inflate. Feeling your ribs begin to expand slowly and your chest beginning to lift as those collarbones part, moving into a deeper breath over the next several breaths. I'd like you to set forth the intention or the focus for this meditation to find grounding. It takes us out of our heads and into the present moment, and just allows us to connect with things a little bit differently and for a more grounded or rooted perspective. And as you come to kind of sort out any kinks in the breath and allow it to deepen, soften, and get really expansive, just find any thoughts, allow them to be present, notice them, acknowledge them, and then let them go when it's time, when you're ready. Now you may begin to feel emotion present, and that's okay. You can take a moment just to tap into that emotion, to connect with it, to notice what it is. And exhaling out softly when you're ready, and we'll begin to connect a little bit deeper to allow any thoughts, any emotions, any sensations in our body to be taken by the earth. So you're going to begin to imagine that you have these energetic roots, these intertwining roots that begin to grow down out the bottom of your feet. And those roots are going to grow down through the floor of where you are, in through the basement of the building, in through the soil, the roots. And they're just going to push deeper and deeper toward the center of the earth, moving through the layers of rock and in through the bedrock, and just really intertwining and weaving themselves down deeper and deeper until they get to what you perceive as the core of the earth. So those roots are growing down very, very deeply, and you're going to begin to bring your awareness to those roots. And those roots are going to begin to drain or draw from you any heaviness. So any emotions, any thoughts, any physical sensations, just let everything begin to drain down into the earth. Just allowing yourself to let go. Knowing that when you give yourself permission to let go, the earth is happy and willing to receive those energies that you don't need. As energy through thought, through sensation, through emotion, just letting everything drain down. And be aware as this happens. So some of you may feel that energy leaving your body, and allow yourself just to soften into that. Some of you will be visual, and you might imagine or even see those roots growing down, or you might just know that they're there. And each time a thought comes in, just allow it to drain down. But acknowledge it and notice it. And allow the breath to continue to flow deeply as those roots drain down any heaviness. Connecting you with the earth, rooting you, grounding you. And you're going to take about 5 more slow, deep breaths. Just want you to let that energy continue to drain down. Notice if it has a color or a texture. Notice if that color or texture has changed. As the heaviness leaves, the energy might change in the way that it feels, or you imagine it. And once that feels complete, I want you to take a big deep breath in and a big exhale out. Good. And allow those roots now to begin to draw fresh energy, healed energy into your body. So instead of draining out, now you're drawing in. Sometimes that energy can have a color like a golden light, just drawing it into your body, helping you find balance and connection and re-energizing you. And just be aware as this happens, as this shift and change begins to occur within you. Notice how you're feeling. And take a few more slow breaths. And when you're ready, just begin to imagine those roots slowly and gently dissolving. Bring your awareness to your breath and to your body and mind and emotions, and notice how you're feeling overall now. I want you to scan for any changes. Just being okay with how you're feeling right now. And you can take as long as you need to come back. You can come back to this visualization, this meditation anytime. And remembering when you feel out of control, generally it's because you're feeling fear or you're feeling anxious, and it's really important to connect and to root. So however that works for you, whether you go outside, whether you do the grounding meditation, this will be here for you anytime. Just really important to identify and notice when we're feeling off, and then just give ourselves the space that we need and the time to connect so that we can work through. Thanks, everyone.